My name is Freddie Oversteegen, and I was just 14 years old when I became a killer for the resistance. Ja, you heard that correctly. 14. Most girls my age were worried about school, about boys, about their hair. I was learning how to seduce Nazi soldiers and lead them to their deaths. I was born in 1925 in Schoten, but we moved to Haarlem when I was young. My mother, she raised my sister Truus and me with strong principles. Wees alltid jid early Jack. Always be honest, she would say, but sometimes Mijen leave matter. Honesty is not enough when evil walks your streets. When the Germans invaded in 1940, everything changed. Suddenly, our Jewish neighbors were disappearing. Suddenly, we had curfews, ration cards, fear in every shadow. My sister Truus, she was already involved with the communist resistance. One day in 1943, she came to me with a question that would change my life forever. Freddie, she said, would you like to do something for your country? I was just a girl, but I had eyes. I could see what the Nazis were doing to our people, to our Vaterland. Without hesitation, I said yes. The resistance leader looked at us, two young girls with innocent faces and pretty smiles. Perfect, he said. They will never suspect you. He was right. We looked like schoolgirls. We were schoolgirls. But we were about to become something much more dangerous. This is the part of my story that people find hardest to understand. How does a 14-year-old girl learn to flirt with enemy soldiers? How do you smile at a man you know you are leading to his death? We would dress nicely, put on lipstick, style our hair. We learned to speak some German, to laugh at their jokes, to make them feel wanted. I remember the first time clearly. A young Nazi officer, maybe 19 years old. Handsome, even. I approached him in a cafe, started a conversation. Calm me, I said. I know a quiet place in the woods. He followed like a puppy, they always did. Young men, far from home, lonely. We walked into the forest and there my male comrades were waiting. It was over quickly. I told myself he was not just a boy like me. He was the enemy. He was part of the machine crushing my people. But at night, alone in my bed, I would sometimes see his face. His smile when he thought he was going on a romantic adventure. This is what resistance costs, you understand. It costs pieces of your soul. The seduction missions were just one part of our work. We also sabotaged railway lines, bridges, communication towers. I became expert with explosives. Imagine that. A teenage girl who could blow up a train track with the precision of a military engineer. But the work I am most proud of was helping Jewish children escape. We would hide them in our homes, transport them to safe houses, create false papers. I remember one little boy, maybe 6 years old. His parents had been taken. He was so scared he couldn't speak. I held his hand as we bicycled through the countryside to a farm family who would hide him. G bent veilig nu. I whispered to him, you are safe now. In that moment, all the darkness of the other work, it felt worth it. One child saved. One future preserved. People ask me now, how did you do it? How did you live with what you had to do? The truth is, you don't really live with it. It lives with you. Every day, for the rest of your life. I was a child playing adult games of life and death. I never got to be just a teenager, worried about normal teenage things. Instead, I carried secrets that could get my entire family killed. I made decisions that would haunt me for decades. Truus and I, we supported each other. Samen Sturk, we would say. Together strong. Without her, I don't think I could have survived those years. Not just the war, but the guilt, the nightmares, the weight of what we had done, even in service of good. When the war ended in 1945, I was 20 years old, but I felt ancient. We had won, Ja, but victory tastes different when you know its price. Many of our comrades didn't live to see liberation. Many of the children we saved grew up without their parents. For decades, we didn't talk about what we had done. It was too painful, too complicated. Only later, when historians began asking questions, did I begin to share my story, not for glory. There was no glory in what we did, but for memory, for truth. I lived to be 92 years old. I saw my country rebuild, saw Europe unite, saw walls come down that once divided us. And I learned that sometimes the most important thing young people can do is say no to evil, even when the cost is everything you thought you were. I was not a hero. I was a girl who did what needed to be done. But perhaps that is what heroes really are. Ordinary people who choose to act when action is required. Nuit Virgitin, never forget, and never be silent when evil walks among us.